Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I am starting a weekly reading vlog. It is Sunday, February 5th. It is like almost 3 p.m. and I'm really excited to start this vlog. I have been reading a lot and I have been reading a lot of great books, so I'm excited to see if this week is the same. I'm hoping to continue this momentum and read a lot more great books. The book I am currently reading is Don't Fall in Love by Jackie Lau, and I'm actually not going to be talking about this one a lot in this vlog because I am filming a whole separate vlog for this book. It is Romance with a Side of Food, and I am reading like foodie romance books, and this is the third book for that vlog, so I'm almost done. But I am now 100 pages into it, so I will probably be finishing that book tomorrow. I do work tomorrow, but I still think that I will finish that, and then we will continue on. I've been having a great time reading a lot of romance books so far, and in between each romance book I am also reading a non-romance book just so I don't get burned out or get confused with different storylines. But yes, let's go on with this week and hopefully read some great books. Hi, okay, it is Monday, February 6th, and I do have a reading update for you. So today at work, I managed to finish Don't Fall in Love by Jackie Lau. Once again, I'm not going to tell you my in-depth feelings because I just finished my vlog for this, and it actually goes up tomorrow, Tuesday. So it goes out before this vlog, so definitely go check it out. I ended up giving this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. And that vlog, Romance with a Side of Food, is one of my favorite things I've ever done. It is my favorite subgenre of romance, and so I'm so excited to start this vlog series on my channel. So I would really appreciate it if you go watch it and give it some love. But I did forget to update you about another reading update yesterday. So yesterday I started rereading The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. So I listen to audiobooks when I run now. If you don't know, I'm a distance runner. So yesterday I ran 7 miles and I started this audiobook on my run. And so I got to page 76. So that's how far I'm in. Today was a rest day for me, so I didn't run this morning, but I will continue this tomorrow. And audiobooks of that size will usually take me like a week or so, so I will update you throughout the week as I'm running and reading that. Tomorrow I think I'm running 5 miles, so I'll get a good ways into that more. So if you don't know, duh, I haven't even told you what this is about. This is a classic YA series that I read when I was in high school, probably like 10 years ago. This is an alien, like dystopian, apocalyptic story. We follow a teenage girl who's going through this apocalypse, and the aliens are trying to take over, and they slowly take over in like waves, and so we are up to the 5th wave. So the first wave was like an electric magnetic pulse thing that completely got rid of all electronics and cars and planes and everything, and then slowly there are more waves that like get more and more intense and more people die, and they're on the 5th wave now. One of my favorites. I like this series, but the first book is one of my favorites. I love the first book so much. But that is my update for now. Tomorrow, as of right now, I have the day off. If you don't know, I am a full-time substitute at the high school, and right now I usually work every day, but tomorrow I think I have a day off unless I get called in. So we'll see what I am going to be reading. Oh, I guess I can tell you what I'm reading next. So I'm going to be reading The Island by Adrienne McKenty from my library. So I am really trying hard to be better at my library holds, because every time they come in I click deliver later, deliver later, deliver later, like it's no problem, but they just keep sitting there in my library holds, and so I am trying to be better about it. So the book I read in between my romance books next will be The Island, and I'm very excited for this. I know it's a thriller and I have heard great things about this author, so as I'm reading it I will let you know more what it's about, because I really don't know a whole lot. But yeah, that's my update for now, and I'll see you later. Alright, good morning. It is now Tuesday, February 6th, and here are my plans for today. It is about 8 a.m. I already got my run in, got ready and showered and everything. So next I'm going to eat breakfast, and then I'm going to color my daily picture. So I downloaded a coloring app recently, and it has completely consumed everything I am. And there's a daily picture every day, so I want to at least do the daily picture. And then a new episode of Australian Survivor came out. I think it's episode 6, so I'm gonna be watching that. Now those episodes are always like over an hour, so that'll take some time. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that first thing in the morning or if I'm gonna wait a little bit. But my other plan is to start The Island. Now I mentioned this yesterday, and I forgot to mention this book is like a 5-star prediction for me. I just have a feeling that I am gonna love both of Adrienne McKenty's thrillers that are super popular, The Chain and The Island. So I have really high hopes for this, and I really think it's gonna be 5 stars. So I will update you everything about that, like probably when I'm about 100 pages in, but I'm so excited to start that. But as far as other reading plans go, I do have a reading update for you because during my 5-mile run, I listened to more of The Fifth Wave. So I am now on page 157, so I'm like 35% of the way through. And I first read this book like in 2015, I think, a long time ago, and I have forgotten so much about it. So I already forgot that this book is told in multiple point of views, so I think we just get 3 point of views, and we've already heard from all 3 of them so far. I'm at the part where Cassie just met Evan. I also forgot this book is separated into parts, so I think I'm on part 4, which is like Mayfly or something like that. And I love how this book starts out because the way it's written is through like Cassie's diary, and so we get like her inner thoughts, and I really love Cassie as a character. And I love how Rick Yancey has set up the story to tell the entire background of the apocalypse and the aliens and the different waves, and also why Cassie's alone and what has happened to lead up to this point. I think it's just told really well, and it catches you up in like a really fascinating way. But this is basically a survival story, and I think this probably like is what made my love for survival stories so strong. My favorite book of last year was also a survival story, and so rereading this, I'm like, is this what started it? Like, I am so excited to be reading this again, but I'm having a great time with that. So yeah, after I eat, I am hopefully going to start the island, and I'm very excited. So once again, I will update you when I am a little bit into that. Okay, I know I said I would update you 100 pages into the island, but I'm on page 63, about 19% of the way through, and I feel like I want to update you now. So I'm going to give you like the bare minimum synopsis because I feel like you shouldn't know a whole lot going into this. But basically, we follow this family. They're from Seattle, and they are vacationing in Australia. They're also there because the husband is a surgeon, and so he's doing like conferences and stuff. But they are in Australia, and the 2 kids, they're like 12 and 14, I think. They really want to see like animals in Australia. They want to see koalas, and so they're begging their dad. And so their dad pays these guys to go to their private island, which allegedly has all of these animals they can go and see and take pictures. So they pay these guys a bunch of money, they go on this private island, and something happens, and I think they have to basically fight to survive. So this is like a survival thriller. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I think they're going to be like trapped on this private island with a bunch of these like kind of crazy people and have to fight to survive. It's so interesting so far because I feel like it's just going to get like more and more fast-paced. I will say, I hope the kids die. I hope they do, because I don't like them. They're so annoying. And listen, I get it. They've been through it. That doesn't mean I have to like them, okay? Just because you've been through it doesn't mean I have to like you, okay? They're both so annoying, and I hope at least one of them, you know, does, because maybe that'll make the other one a better person. But yeah, it's intriguing so far. I'm interested to see more of like the survival stuff and how fast-paced it gets, but yeah, so far so good. I did a sprint. I was watching sprints from Naomi's library. I go back to her channel a lot, and I watch like a lot of her reading sprints over and over again. So I did that a little bit because I was having trouble like actually sitting down and reading because all I wanted to do was color. So I watched the first 40-minute one, and I'm taking a break, and then I'll do more sprints later. I think it's interesting too because I'm watching Australian Survivor. This is season 7 or 8. I've watched all of Australian Survivor so far, and now this book I'm reading is set in Australia as well, so I'm getting all the vibes. But yeah, that's my update for now, and I guess I will talk to you if something major happens and I feel like I need to scream, or if I'm halfway through. Okay, just a quick update to let you know that I am now 50% of the way through the island, and this book is kind of wild. Like, there's a lot going down, and let me just say, people are messed up. So I have no idea how this book is gonna end. Like, I don't know how anything is gonna get resolved like in any good way, so we'll see. But I'm really enjoying it, and I feel like I'm reading it pretty quickly. It's super fast paced, and so it's hard to put down. But yeah, I'm gonna go read more. I am working basketball games tonight, so I don't think I'll be able to finish the book, but I'm definitely gonna read more. Good morning, it is Wednesday, February 8th, and last night I finished The Island by Adrian McKenty. I read it in my car in between basketball games that I was working, and I cannot believe I read this book in one whole day. I never expected to do that. I will say, if you are a fan of No Exit, pick this book up because it gave me all the same feelings. It is so twisty and fast-paced. You never know what's gonna happen next, and it's so out there, but like in the best way possible. I loved it so much, and it flew through. I literally could not put it down. And I will say the character development of these characters in the story, amazing. Loved it so much. I ended up really enjoying all the characters that survived. If you know, you know. But yeah, I especially loved the main girl. I thought that Heather was just like really awesome, and it also reminded me of the horror movie You're Next, of that main girl. She was really cool, and I would love more background story on Heather because it sounds like she like grew up on a commune, and so that's interesting. But the atmosphere also of this book, that sounds weird, but I feel like it was there because the whole time they were like running for their lives in the bush in Australia, like dying of dehydration, I was like sucking down water because I was like right there with them. It was so good. I really, really recommend this, and I would not be surprised if it ends up on my favorites of the year. I give this one 5 stars. Like, definitely recommend, especially if you love No Exit. But today I am about to go into work, and so the next thing I'm going to pick up is Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood. This is a short story collection of her 3 Stimness novellas, and the first one that I'm going to read today is Under One Roof. So it seems like we follow Mara and Liam, and Mara was left this house by her PhD advisor after she passed away. The catch is Liam also owns the house and lives in it, so they have to live together, but I think that they're like enemies and possibly to lovers. I mean, it's Ali Hazelwood, so it sounds like it's going to be like an enemies to lovers trope. Mara is an environmental scientist, and then Liam, it seems like he works for like a big oil company, which is like the opposite of what she believes in, so that'll be interesting. The prologue for this one was already so good. I cannot wait till we get like caught up with the prologue, because the prologue was like present, and then chapter 1 goes 6 months earlier, so cannot wait for that. The first one is 122 pages, and in between each of these novellas I'm going to be reading another book just so it doesn't feel like too repetitive. So yes, today I'm hoping to finish Under One Roof, and I'm so excited. I love Ali Hazelwood. I have loved both of her books so far, so I know I'm going to love this, and I also just love this cover. The colors are just beautiful. But yeah, that's my plan for today. It is a beautiful day outside. It is rainy and gray, not a sun ray in sight, so hopefully it is a great day. But yeah, as for the rest of the day after work, I am going to the gym. Today I had a rest day from running because the rain this morning, and so I'm going to go to the gym tonight and lift. But that's about all I have for today, so hopefully I can get this done and maybe start another book, but we'll see, and I'll let you know. Okay, time for an update. I just got home from work, and I did finish Under One Roof. So I read 122 pages of Loath to Love You, and I loved it. I had a great time. I am gonna give it 4 stars just because the dialogue between the 2 characters in here was almost unbearable at times, because they spoke in a lot of incompleted sentences and ellipses, and so it just kind of got annoying at times. I was like, just spit it out, just say what you want. But the spicy scene was really good, so I'm gonna give it 4 stars for that first one. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. I love Ali Hazelwood's writing, and she just does spice really well. Like, she's probably my favorite so far that I've read. But yeah, so I'm gonna take a break with this so I don't read all the stories back to back, and so the next thing I'm gonna pick up is Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to pick up is The Red Squirrels of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is the Shadowhunter book that I am planning on reading this month, the one that I am up to so I can catch up this year. And this is Magnus and Alec's story. I believe this series takes place between the first 3 Mortal Instruments and the last 3 Mortal Instruments. And Magnus and Alec are like some of my favorite characters ever, especially the relationship. I love them, and I love how Alec is like finding out who he is through his relationship with Magnus. I'm just gonna have a great time with this. I'm so excited, and on the plus side, it's like her shortest one yet, so that's always good. But yes, I'm gonna read this, and then after I finish this, then I will read the second story in Loath to Love You. But I'm very excited. I haven't started it yet, and I don't know if I will. I never watched the episode of Australian Survivors, so I might watch that right now and then read some more tonight, but we'll see. But I probably won't update you again until tomorrow. Okay, good morning. It is Thursday, February 9th, and I have a little bit of a reading update for you. So this morning I ran 4 miles, and I listened to more of The Fifth Wave during my run. I am now on page 222, so I am almost halfway. Libby says 49%, and I'm still really enjoying it. out of all the perspectives, Cassie's is definitely my favorite because it's more like survivalist, and now I'm really wanting to rewatch like I Am Legend, World War Z, like all of those apocalyptic, like end of the world type movies. So I might get to that, but we'll see. But I told you yesterday that I was starting the Red Scrolls of Magic, and listen, I was just sitting at home minding my own business when I was really like, I need some more Allie Hazelwood steam. So I'm actually gonna pick up Loath to Love You again, and I'm gonna read the second short story, which is Stuck With You, and I think it's like a little over 100 pages. So I work later today, but I go in at like 12:30. So I'm hoping to finish the second short story before work, and then maybe possibly the third short story later today. I don't know if I'll finish this today, but I will definitely get through at least one more short story. I was gonna read a book in between each of them, but I literally cannot stop thinking about Allie Hazelwood's like spicy scenes, and so I was like, I just need to finish this and complete it, and then maybe I can finally move on with my life, but we'll see. So yes, I'm gonna read that, and before I do that though, I'm gonna eat some breakfast and then color my daily picture, and I will update you when I have probably finished the short story. Okay, update for you. I finished Stuck With You from Loath to Love You. 5 stars. Okay, so in this one, we follow Sadie and Eric, and they had like this whirlwind 24 hours 3 weeks ago, and then something happened, and now Sadie hates Eric. So it's 3 weeks later, and they get stuck in an elevator together, and that's all you need to know. So these 3 stories are actually all connected because it involves 3 best friends. So Hannah, which is the third one that I haven't read yet, Sadie, which is the one I just read, and then Mara, which is the first one. So they're all best friends. So we get to see all of their love stories. This one was so good. I love the whole like isolated setting because they're stuck in an elevator, but there's also a conflict that they have to figure out. The scenes that Allie Hazelwood wrote were so good. Loved them. 5 stars. Absolutely love that one so much. So I have one more left for that, and I have about 2 hours before I go to work. So I'm not sure if I'm going to start that yet or if I'm just going to watch some booktube or like Netflix or something, but I might start it. We'll see. I guess I will let you know, but I'll probably update you after work. Alright everyone, I finished Loath to Love You. I just finished the 3rd short story, and there's also like a little bit of bonus chapter from the point of view from the 3 guys in this. So I read that too. But the last story, I didn't tell you what it's about. It is called Below Zero, and we follow Hannah and Ian. And like 5 years ago, Hannah and Ian had this like whirlwind event happen. They met one day, and then Hannah was like, I don't date. Now 5 years later, they're working at NASA, and Hannah goes to Norway for like this experiment thing, and she actually gets stuck in like this life and death situation, and Ian has to rescue her, even though she hates him because he like went behind her back and did something against her. And like last time they spoke, she was like, I hate you. But yeah, it's like a life and death situation, but I really liked that, and I liked the setting of Norway and the icy winter snowy stuff. I also just love things set in NASA. That's like a really fascinating thing for me, is space. I personally would never want to go to space, but I think it's really fascinating. I will say I did not like Hannah, and so for that reason I gave it 4 stars. I love the story overall, but I just didn't like Hannah. I think she was probably my least favorite character out of the 3 in here, and possibly out of all of Allie Hazelwood's characters. I also don't like Bee from Love on the Brain, but I think Hannah takes the cake for least favorite. So overall, I'm giving this collection 4 stars. I really enjoyed it and had a great time. As you could see, like I tried to put it down, but I literally was like, nope, I have to finish it. But yeah, that's my update for today. It's like 5 p.m. today, so I don't know if I'm going to read more or not, but I probably won't update until tomorrow, so you'll find out in the next clip what I'm reading, because I'm still not quite sure, so we'll see tomorrow. Good morning. It is Friday, February 10th, and I don't work today, so I need to tell you what my reading plans are today because I finally figured out what book I'm going to read next. And I also do have a reading update for you because this morning I ran 4 miles. I just got done running like 30 minutes ago, so if my face is really red, I just ran. And so I listened to more of The Fifth Wave, and so now I am on page 285. I'm about 63% of the way in. And the part I listened to mainly today was not Cassie's part. We were following a character called Zombie, and he's like training in the military, and the way that he's training in the military, it's all just children that are training. Like somebody in his group is 5 years old. But that part is just not as interesting to me because everybody's yelling at each other and they're all just children, and so it's kind of annoying at parts. But it's still interesting because I know how it comes all together in the end. But Cassie's starting to figure things out, and so I can't wait to see everything go down again. I also remembered this morning that this book is signed. I met Rick Yancey a few years ago, but yeah, still having a great time rereading this. But as far as what I'm going to pick up physically today, I'm going to read Girl of Nightmares by Kendra Blake. This is the sequel to Anna Dressed in Blood. I read Anna Dressed in Blood in like 2016, and I reread it I think in January, either December or January. So I really need to get to this because it's only a duology, so I have been putting this off since 2016, and I just need to get to it because I really love the first one. So this is a young adult horror, and I feel like it's a little bit darker than most young adult horrors I see, and it reads a little bit older. So in the first book, and this book too, I think, we follow a 17-year-old boy named Cass, and Cass is actually a ghost hunter, and he learned how to do that from his dad, so they move around all over the country and kill ghosts and like get rid of them. And one day he gets this note, and it's written in blood, and it just says Anna. So he goes and moves to Canada, and he has to hunt down Anna and try to get rid of her. Now, I don't know exactly what this second one follows, because the way the first one ended, I don't know if it's going to be a completely different case or if it's going to be tied to the first one. I'm not sure, but I do read it pretty quickly, and it is so fun and pretty gory and dark to read. So I'm excited. It's going to be different than the romance I've been reading. I also really love this cover. I think this is my favorite of the two. But yes, I'm going to read this more later, and so I'll probably update you either when I'm 100 pages in or halfway. We'll see. Alright, it is now Saturday the 11th, and it's actually like 5 p.m, so I have quite a bit of reading updates for you. So first of all, this morning I ran 4 more miles, and I listened to more of The Fifth Wave. So now I'm on page 344. I am 76% of the way through. So tomorrow I'm running 7 miles, so I'll probably finish this tomorrow. And honestly, I'm ready to like kind of be done with it. I'm definitely not enjoying it as much as the first time I read it. There are parts that I'm still really enjoying, but then there's other parts where I'm like, okay, this was a lot longer than I remember. But we'll see how it all wraps up. I'm still interested in finishing it. I just haven't decided yet if I'm going to continue rereading the series or not. But yeah, so I'm almost done with that. I'll probably finish it tomorrow, but you won't see that because this vlog will be finished by then. And then as far as Girl of Nightmares goes, yesterday I got to page 100. I didn't read as much because I randomly decided to finish watching season 2 of You. I started that season like over a year ago probably, and I had 5 episodes left to finish it, and I just binged all of them because the new season came out, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get caught up, and that show is so good. But anyway, this book, that's why I'm holding it up. So I actually just finished Girl of Nightmares, and honestly, didn't really enjoy it. So I really liked the first one, but this one took a completely different turn, and we actually went to London in this one, so that was cool. But it involved like secret societies and everything like that, and sometimes that stuff is not really my jam. But didn't really enjoy it. We were introduced to several new characters, but specifically one new character, and I really didn't like her. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one 2 stars, but that is another series that I have checked off and I have finished, so that's good news. But back to You, like, why do I love Joe Goldberg? Like, am I okay? No, probably not. But yeah, as far as what I finished this week, because we are wrapping up the vlog now, so I believe I finished 4 books this week. So let me see. So the first book I finished was Don't Fall in Love, which I didn't really talk about in this video because I did a whole separate vlog for that, so go check that out because I love it. The next book I finished was The Island by Adrienne McKenty, and what I didn't mention beforehand was that this has severe like animal deaths in it, and it's pretty graphic, and usually that's something that I can't read, but in this book, like, I don't want to say it was okay, but in this book, what happened made sense for the situation, but just know, like, there are some really severe animal deaths in this. But I gave that book 5 stars. I also don't think I mentioned Don't Fall in Love was 4 stars. And then I finished Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood, and I gave that one 4 stars overall. And then Girl of Nightmares, 2 stars. And then I'm almost finished with The Fifth Wave. So I read a lot this week. I have finished how many books in February? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have finished 8 books in February already. So we're rolling, we're going. But that is it for this weekly reading vlog. I randomly decided to do this because I don't usually do weekly vlogs. Let me know if you'd be interested in more of them and seeing what I get up to week by week and what I read throughout the week. Sorry there's like no b-roll. I'm not a b-roll girly. I don't like to watch it, and I don't particularly like to film it. But yeah, so if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave the pink heart emoji with like the blue arrow through it. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all my social media media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!